Hi there, and welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. First of all, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and just make a little short video of just kind of a little fun stuff I have not shown in other videos. I didn't think to be saving it for this time, and we're actually getting into the time where some of these things are kind of prominent, but just some little tiny stuff. Again, I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas, and this is just kind of a outtake or just a little separate video for Christmas. And just something that is just kind of fun to share. One of the first things that I have that actually does go back a ways was these cards that were issued from Fleetwood Mac to friends and family from Warner Brothers. They're just adorable. I love that little part on there, the penguin, the drawing and everything like that, with a little scarf, and just to make it completely Christmas. And then on the inside, there's this. It would be amazing to have one of these signed, obviously. But I've been fortunate enough to get a couple of these because I've wanted to scrapbook them. You know, you can't scrapbook them. So I would have one that was open and one that was showing the front cover. So I have a couple of these. But I thought that was kind of cute. And these came out around, I want to say, about 77 to 79. There have been a couple of these that I've seen that have been used around that time. But I think they initially came out in 77. I do know that there's one other Fleetwood Mac card from Warner Brothers. I guess it's really from Warner Brothers, not Fleetwood Mac per se, that were sent out to people, friends and family. And, probably not everything was signed by the band, but I'm sure that some of them were to the CEOs and stuff like that. It's hard to say. Something, again, just kind of little off things was this really cool, another little page that I had that I didn't add to my Christmas page that I had. This was just a little different. But the person who had it had kind of like punched holes in it and put it like in a binder. That's kind of how they collected their clippings and such. But it was yet another part of that very special Christmas and another ad. And I'm hoping eventually to have more pictures to go with this so that I can make yet another page for the very special Christmas. Really cute picture of Madonna. Not like I'm a biggest fan or anything like that, but it's a cute picture. And it appears that this did come out around Christmas time. And if you recall, Madonna also was on this very special Christmas. So just a cute little page, another little, and I want to say this was there was a really cool magazine that was, there were many cool magazines in the 80s, but the ones that came out in, what was it? This is 1987. So the magazines that were coming out were from the UK and such like that, the foreign magazines. And I don't know why, but I just think that this clipping is out of something like that. Possibly because I used to have this clipping when I was younger. Wasn't a big Madonna fan, but I did save a lot of clippings of hers. It's a long story. So there was that. Again, kind of flipping back and forth. This was a cool little piece that, again, also never made it into a scrapbook yet. This was around Tusk era, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, no, this is for Christmas is coming, obviously, which is why it's kind of Christmas related, this little piece. And even though it shows a picture from Tusk era, I do believe that it's also promised as a solo album from Fleetwood Mac's Christine McVie. Not her solo debut, though. Cast your minds back to the Blue Horizon days of the late 60s. So it's really just a thing so this would have been about 1984 in advance for Christine McVie's 1984 solo album. So again, just a cool little piece. But it throws me off every time. That's why it didn't make it into my scrapbook, because when I see this in the picture, and this, I'm just so used to it being an older clipping, but it really does need to go with the 1984 stuff. So the next couple things that I have are I kind of don't know what order to show them in, because I think they're all kind of special and unique in their own way. I still have yet to get to making a video about a lot of items that I purchased from my former manager of Fleetwood Mac. Not from them, but somebody had a large amount of her stuff, and her name was Gabrielle Arras. I'm not sure entirely how to say it. But I had a lot of things that were her things. And she was, again, the manager of Fleetwood Mac around 77 to about 80 something, like 82-ish maybe in there, and still close with the band. But there's just so much to talk about with her and the items that I have from hers. Well, one of the cool items that I have is that she kept in really close contact with Mick Fleetwood's mother. And Mick Fleetwood's mother went by the name Biddy. And this was a really cool Christmas card that I had that was to Gabrielle Arras right after she had gotten married. It's really hard for me to find information about her. She's really got no footprint online. There's some stuff in magazines and stuff, but it's really a story, a really unique and different story unto itself, with Fleetwood Mac and Stevie references, but really because it's her own thing, I'm just not sure who wants to hear it or what it's about. But anyway, she had sent this card to Gabriella, or Gabby, as her friends would call her, and she had just gotten married. And I have many pictures of her with her new husband, but I can't find his name for the love of God. I can't seem to get that information, which is really a bummer. But a really cute little Christmas card, and really neat, being signed by Mick Fleetwood's mother. Just again, a kind of a different, a very strange and unusual and different item to have in my collection, which I'm very proud and very, very happy to have. So that was kind of neat. In 2000, gosh, what year was it? 2000, we're getting up on there too. 2005 or 2, maybe 2002. Maybe 2002, Fleetwood Mac had released their the very best of Fleetwood Mac, and it was the double disc set with the kind of the white sleeve and 2-disc set. And there's some cool stuff, and actually that will be coming up really soon in my collection in the airs and stuff that I'm at. Well, one of the really cool little things that had come out around this time, and this is really my favorite, and this is so Christmas, was this really cool little Santa Christmas stocking with the Fleetwood Mac very best of on top. Again, I want and love anything with Fleetwood Mac, but I'll see certain things online and stuff like that, and I will just grab them. And honestly, I think I know 1 or 2 other people who have them, but I've never seen another one on eBay. No, that they're not, but I don't see them come around too often, and they're just freaking adorable. And I do hang this up in my house just every Christmas. Eventually, I'll put it in the scrapbook. It's kind of flat enough. But I just really want to preserve it, because that's not like the best print job, and you can kind of feel it on there. And I wanted to have it hanging here, but I kind of wanted to show you guys, again, with this little Christmas video that I knew I would be making. And but what a really neat little item. I wish it said promo or something like that, but obviously it is. But again, just with that little part on there and being a legit stocking, I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I will close up to make this video short so you can get back to your food, drinking, family, videos, whatever the heck you're doing. But I had mentioned this in my video yesterday when I was talking about the Stevie Nicks collaboration for A Very Philly Christmas with Jason Kelsey, I believe is how you say it. And I was really inspired last year when those albums came out. There had been some photos of Stevie in the recording studio with Jason making the song Maybe This Christmas. And I kind of want to pinpoint, which also I didn't say, and I want to preface this with I'm not being bitter, not being a Grinch, but at the time when the white vinyl had come out for A Very Philly Christmas and the black vinyl had come out, emails were sent out to people who ordered the first record had an opportunity to get the second record before they made it open to everybody. And those people at the time were entered into a contest to win a printed lyrics of Maybe This Christmas signed by Stevie. And I just about lost it because I know not that many people were buying it. So, I mean, it would have been a very small pool. Not that I would have won, but, the odds were in my favor, if you will, And again, my friend had bought it for me, but still, it was just really, and even people who had bought the white vinyl maybe weren't buying the black one. But anybody who did, again, was put in to be able to win this signed thing. And no sooner had my friend ordered it for me and were entered in the contest, as many of you know who might have done this also, Stevie Nicks and Jason had decided that the item would be donated to a children's hospital so that everybody can enjoy it. And that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. But there's a little tiny piece of me who was just really bummed out because, who's to say how many people did purchase the item in the thought that possibly they'd have an opportunity. And I have autographs of hers. I'm not Grinchy. And a children's hospital, God, I don't want to be that person. So of course it's amazing, where it's on the wall and it's so special. And everything they did was for a cause. But like I said, a little bit of me as the fan and as somebody who is just so excited for an awesome thing, I was kind of maybe bummed out she couldn't have just signed another one, maybe. You know what I mean? I'm sure it was just it wasn't like hand-drawn lyrics. It was just something printed out. So, but it was really cool. But as that was the case, I had taken these pictures from the internet, and this was the item that was going to be up for not raffle, or what do you call that? What's the right word? Like up for the contest as the contest prize. I mean, it's pretty freaking phenomenal. I mean, that's a really cool thing. So I did take a picture of it, and you know what? That's good enough. I mean, again, it's shared at a hospital with everybody, and that's pretty special. And with these pictures and stuff like that, I wrote down that the third and final record in the Philly Special Christmas Trilogy, this was on their website, will be available November 22nd, and it's bigger and better than ever. In this special package, you'll get a special Snow White vinyl LP housed in a beautiful single jacket with a printed inner sleeve, including album credits. This year's record includes 12 brand new songs, blah, 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 with Stevie Nicks, yada, yada, yada. And then it goes on to say that all the Phillies Special Christmas team has raised $4.5 million, amazing, dollars to date, and has been able to support over 40 nonprofits, including Children's Crisis Treatment Center and the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I mean, it's phenomenal. And again, I was just really inspired and taken by the whole thing, despite my little, and that's why I'm saying I really am joking, but you know what I mean? It's just it's a spirit. It was really beautiful. And I labored over this thing. And I know it seems like nothing, but all these little berries and leaves that you see here were cut out of other paper for me to put on this paper. All the little red dots and everything like that. When I get OCD and inattentive about something, there's no going back. So it was just really pretty and special. It was just fun cutting these out. It was fun, kind of double matting the photos. They were all taken from the internet, and they were kind of a free for all. So I don't think I don't feel bad like they were on eBay and somebody else could have won them or something like that. And then again, a copy of the thing. And this picture is cute. And if you notice too, I put like little glitter pieces on there, so I kind of decorated like the tree because their little tree in the picture was just barren. So I wanted to gussy it up a little bit more. And on the stars that Stevie wrote, I put a little glitter on theirs too to kind of shiny it up a little bit. And then again, another thing. So I don't know which. I think this one with the three birds of Rhiannon is the one that she. I don't know. Actually, I don't really recall. And maybe this one was just going to be for the giveaway. So I mean, two things are signed. So I really just don't know. But again, I was really taken with Stevie in these pictures. She just looked amazing. Again, I cut out all the Santas from a different paper and attached it with these holly berries and such. And I'm not, again, as I mentioned, I'm not really a Christmas person, and I have a small amount of Christmas paper because some of Stevie's shows have been around Christmas, or there's things like this, or the other special. But like I said, it was just really weird for me to go completely all out and make a full Christmas page. It was really unusual, and I made it about this time last year. And like I said, I know I'd shown it on a Stevie Nicks website on Facebook, but I'm pretty sure I hadn't shown it here. So yeah, all those little things were individually good. It was, when I was doing it at a time, I'm like, Anita, like, just stop. Like, just put the damn paper there. Why does it have to come out of this onto this paper? But it did. And it looks lovely. There's a reason for everything, right? So that is my little Christmas special for you. Just little Christmas themed things and stuff that I hope you enjoyed. And I hope that when you're seeing this, you have had a great Christmas. You're going to have a great Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, and I call it Christmas no matter what it is. And I know it has a connotation of religion and such like that. I'm not that person. I just, if you want to use the term happy holidays, but to me, Merry Christmas just means happy holidays. I mean, it just covers everything. Have a good day. Be nice to each other. Eat, drink, be merry, that kind of thing. And that is what I'm wishing all of you. And from the bottom of my heart, I have a lot to be thankful for, just like at Thanksgiving time, for everybody who watches this, comments, and just adds to it. It means a lot to me. I'm coming up close to a year. As of next year in March, it'll be 1 year I've been doing these videos, and I just can't believe it. And I've been a little worried about losing steam, but I think I have a long more way to go. So, and I only do it because it makes me happy, and all of you seem to really be enjoying it and getting back to me about that. So I really appreciate it. So once again, everybody have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time. Bye.